Hi, my name is Daniel and this is The Journey of an Artist. Before we begin, a few things about me. I'm 24 years old, I am from Romania and I'm an art school graduate. And like many people nowadays, I don't really have a job. Why? Well, mostly because of the global epidemic, but in part because I'm not really good enough to be hired to work as an artist. So what do people do when they aren't good enough? Well, some of them give up, but the others go back to work, and that's what I am planning to do. I'm gonna go back to work because only practice makes perfect. So this is what this channel is gonna be about. Practice, practice, practice. And these videos are gonna be sort of documentation. I'm gonna tell you the things that I'm gonna work on, the things that I wanna improve, and I'm gonna show you everything that you need to do or I need to do to get hired. Basically a beginner's perspective on the entire process, so you won't have to do the same mistakes that I am probably gonna do. With all that being said, now I wanna show you my skill level, I wanna talk you through my work process, and please feel free if you have any advice for me, I would much appreciate that. Now, let's start painting. I start all my paintings the same way, with a really rough, really dirty looking outline. It doesn't have to be pretty. All I need to know is that the proportions are correct, the facial elements are where they're supposed to be and correct in comparison to each other. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. All I need is a good base that I can start painting on later. For this painting I'm also using a reference image, and it's gonna stay a reference image, meaning that I'm not gonna copy it exactly. I'm gonna make a few changes here and there depending on what I think looks better or what gives the character a better feel, in my opinion, because I actually want to make a full-on character out of this portrait later on. After the outline is done, I am gonna start adding some color, and this is the beginning of what I like to call the really ugly phase of my painting, because I'm not that good at choosing the initial colors, and you're gonna see me rebalancing and resaturating the colors a lot until I get some shades that I like, and then I'm gonna start blocking out the really big shapes of the face. You also saw me adding a gray background behind my portrait, and that's because it's a more neutral shade rather than white, and it allows me to better see the contrast between the colors that I'm using. With all that said and done, now I'm going to define the shapes of the face with the colors that I've chosen, and I'm gonna start blending those colors together. You will also notice that when I work I jump around a lot. I don't fixate on just one point and overwork it. I like my progress on the painting to be smooth and uniform and work on everything at once until basically everything looks good. After I've placed the big parts, I'm just gonna hide the original outline and I'm gonna start defining the facial features, and honestly this is one of the boring parts of the working process, so I'm just gonna leave the video play out and I'm gonna come back later when I have something to add. Usually for me, working on the eyes signifies the end of the ugly phase of the painting and the beginning of the pretty phase, and it also signifies the start of a lot of micro adjustments. You will see me modify the shape, size and positioning of every facial feature at least 3 times until I get what I want. At one point I'm even gonna change the size and shape of the entire face. Other than that, this phase is just gonna be more of the same, defining the shapes and just blending the colors together. One of the issues that I'm aware that I have are the lips. I don't understand lips for some reason, and you'll see me coming back to them again and again and just working them over and over until I get something that I want. And with that abrupt change in songs, it's time to enter the final phase of my working process, which means finishing up the face, adding the hair, and after that adding all the other details that are needed. Also, this is the time where I do the final color corrections and the final modifications to the shape and size of the portrait. Right now the painting is almost done. All I need to do is to finish up the hair, add the freckles, change the background and sign my name. And then we can call it finished. With those elements added, the painting is finally done. And this is the final image. If you like my work and want to see more, you can follow me on Instagram, the link for which you can find in the description below, along with the links for the reference image and the music that I used. I hope that everyone enjoyed this video, and if you did, well, you know what to do, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!